Good evening, Cabot Junior High School families. I'm Jennifer Platt, I'm the principal, and I'd like to welcome you to our back to school night. So I've been at Cabot for 12 years. I've been an administrator in the Eureka Union School District for 19, and I have 8th grade twins doing distance learning in a neighboring district.
And good evening, everyone. My name is Christopher Smith. I am the proud assistant principal at Cabot Junior High School. This is my second year at Cabot, working with Jennifer Platt and her amazing team of educators. This is my third year in the Eureka Union School District. I live in Rockland. I've been a Placer County resident for almost 35 years. I have 3 children, one at Rockland High School who's 17 years old. I have a 13-year-old at Springview and a 9-year-old at Parker Whitney. And we come from a family of educators, as my wife is a physical education teacher in Roseville City School District. To begin our presentation tonight, one of the things that Jennifer and I would like to put across to everybody is the idea that distance learning is a temporary response to a worldwide pandemic. It is the aim of the Eureka Union School District that when our school sites are made available to us and they are deemed safe to return to school, that is our ultimate goal. In the meantime, what I can assure you is that the women and men, the educators and the administrative team and the support team that surrounds every campus in this district, we have all worked tirelessly to make sure that your child's educational opportunity has not been compromised. These women and men have been working literally through the summer to prepare for this distance learning 3.0 evolution that we find ourselves in.
So in this distance learning model of education, it's very, very different from what we did in the spring, which we're considering pandemic or crisis teaching. So now, students will be expected to be in attendance for every live lesson during their class period, and we've sent out the daily schedule that we're utilizing for distance learning. The teachers are also providing recorded lessons, and then during the asynchronous work time, students will have assignments and activities that they need to complete. So the minimum learning time is 240 minutes a day. And one of the other major differences between spring crisis teaching and distance learning is that grades will be earned by students like they are in typical years, which means that effort towards the assignment as well as mastery of the standards being taught are all things that our teachers will be grading. Attendance is mandatory, and it's not as flexible as it was in the spring because this is the reality, and we are, as a team, you as a family and us as a school site, responsible for making sure that our students learn to the very best of the opportunities and the ability they can. So attendance will be taken in the live sessions, and then attendance is also taken by the completion of work. So a student can't just attend the live session and get credit, they also have to be doing the work. And in terms of communicating with families, that is also part of the new regulations and guidance for distance learning. You have been provided an invite by the first period teacher, which will allow you access to all of your child's Google Classroom so that you can see their assignments all the time.
And the next slide is going to highlight the distance learning schedule for junior high school. And the formation of the schedule took some time, and there was quite a bit of thought that was placed into the creation of this schedule. As you can see, for today, for example, on Wednesday, we have a shortened day where our synchronous instruction will end at 10 a.m. And this will provide students with the opportunity to continue their asynchronous learning in the early afternoon. And it will allow our educators the opportunity to collaborate with one another in their departments, in their school sites for further learning and further assignment creation and examination of standards and practices that they have been using in the classroom. As Jennifer said, there is a mandatory minutes requirement that is put forth by the California Department of Education. And there could be some small fluctuations of time within synchronous and asynchronous, but this calendar, this schedule that you have in front of you, I should say, represents what a typical school day for our students may look like. So as we move on, what can families do to support our students? There's a variety of different things that our parents and our guardians can do to help our students at home through distance learning. One thing that you can do is accept Google Classroom invitations from your students' educators. If you have not received a classroom code for Google Classroom as of yet, please reach out to your student's educator and they will provide you with that Google Classroom code. Sign up for PowerSchool for automatic grade checks, and the grades will be posted on a regular basis. And as Jennifer mentioned earlier in the presentation, grades are going to count this year. It's going to be A, B, C, D traditional grading schedule. Keep informed by reading our messages from the office. Those messages that come out have important information, and we strongly recommend that you read those notices and read that information. And should you have any questions about anything that's coming to you, you can feel free to reach out to Jennifer or myself. We will provide our email addresses here shortly at the end of our presentation. The other thing that you can do is have critical conversations and discussions with your children about what they're doing in their distance learning environment every single day. Some of these discussions can be, for example, tell us something that you liked about what you did today. Tell us something that surprised you today. I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes when I go home and I ask my kids, how was school today? It was good. What you're looking for is some more details about their learning experience. And again, if you have any questions about what's going on in class or what's going on at the school for that matter, you can always feel free to reach out to your children's educators or to Mrs. Platt or myself. Support our CAVIT PTC when we are able to provide those experiences and events again. Our PTC traditionally at CAVIT Junior High School has been outstanding, and we appreciate the PTC support so much. In this distance learning environment, extracurricular activities are a challenge, and I know that our PTC is working hard to try to figure out how can we still provide those enriching experiences virtually, and what can we do if and when our school sites are made available to us, what they can do to help us with those enriching experiences as well. You can also, parents and families that qualify may enroll in the free or reduced lunch program to gain access to meals. Our food services department is supplying meals on a regular basis. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions in regard to that. Another way, a huge way that families can support CAVIT Junior High School and the Eureka Union School District is to support the Eureka Schools Foundation. Jennifer and I would love to present to you the opportunity to watch the latest ESF video created by Mr. Brian Hickey from KCRA3.
Hello, I'm Brian Hickey. I'm a parent here in the district. I'm also a board member on the Eureka Schools Foundation. And I want to thank you for just a minute of your time to tell you about some of the programs we have to help raise money for our district in these uncertain times. Eureka Schools Foundation is a parent-run volunteer organization, and we raise money for the district to help fund programs like technology, student enrichment, and teacher training. Our students have access to programs that were cut in other districts decades ago, thanks to support of parents just like you. While some of the programs we were founded upon have been put on hold due to the pandemic, our teachers and students now face a whole new set of challenges. Our teachers are doing their best to meet the demands of distance learning. As a foundation, we want to be there to meet their needs, giving them the training and tools to carry on in this ever-changing learning environment. Enrollment in our schools is about the same as it was last year, yet our district budget has been slashed by $3 million. If you value the quality education our schools provide, now is the time to fund them. As we strive to meet our fundraising goals, many of our community events are up in the air. The gala and auction, art auction, and golf tournament are some of our biggest and most fun fundraisers of the year, and we just don't know if they're going to happen. Understandably, our sponsor program is also struggling as local businesses cut back. This puts extra pressure on our annual giving campaign, where we simply ask you to write a check. If every family gave just $1 a day, or $365 for the year, we can back our students and teachers in a time when they need it most. We will help them meet the challenges of today and be there tomorrow. One thing is certain, that as a community, a district, and as families, we will come through this and be stronger on the other side, but we need your help. Mark a couple of dates on your calendar, if you will. We've got some upcoming events. We're happy to announce we will have a fund run on the weekend of September 25th, 26th, and 27th. Like most things, it will be a virtual run, that you can do anytime. More details on the ESF website. Also, our Back to School Parent Social is set for the night of September 21st. It will be a virtual event where you can learn about ESF, our district, and other ways to help, and maybe even win a few prizes. Finally, bookmark our website, esfforkids.org, and follow our social media channels to stay informed. We all have a lot of questions, and now is your chance to be an answer. Please log on to our website and donate tonight. Have a great school year. Be safe.
ESF is an outstanding organization that helps with our classrooms, with our students, and with our educators. And now to talk about technology, Jennifer, take it away.
So one of the things that our teachers have been sharing with each of their classes, and some of our teachers have actually personalized this remote learning and Zoom expectations, but Mr. Smith and I really wanted to share it with you so that you could support your child doing his or her best to be prepared to do their very best learning in our remote classrooms and our distance learning. So this chart, like I mentioned, has been shared, and making sure that your student is on time and not too early, because that Zoom classroom is being utilized by every single class. So if you will go through this with your students and just talk about the importance of their dedication to their learning. I know the educators are working hard, and our CAVET students are some of the most amazing young people that I get to be surrounded with. And they bring their best selves and their best learning self to the classroom every day. But this, we were trying to be a little more explicit about how to do your best job. So if you could share that with them, that would be outstanding. All right, Mr. Smith, talk about administrative team support. How are we going to help those families?
Well, we are here to help all of our families and all of our students each and every day. Virtual, in person, we are here for you. Feel free to reach out to us anytime via email or to call the school. We are here for you. We are here to support a successful year for all of our students. Some of the things that we're going to be doing during our virtual learning platform is that we will be contacting students and families and guardians for those children who are not in attendance, whether that's as an informal attendance or formal attendance, synchronous or asynchronous learning. We'll be connecting with those students who are not showing up on a daily basis. We're also going to be connecting with students who may have academic challenges based on referrals from their educators. If they notice that there are assignments that are slipping and those educators have reached out to the students and the families, Jennifer and I will be also reaching out to those students and to those families to find out how we can help you in turning in assignments during our distance learning platform. In addition, we're going to be providing community links for resources in our community, social emotional resources, academic resources. If you have questions about any of these real effects on our kids, social, emotional, and academic, feel free to reach out to Jennifer or I anytime. If you have the need for supplies, paper, pencils, we can do what we can to make those available to your families as well. And of course, if there are counseling needs that you have for your students, Mrs. Shannon Lornan is going to be made available. She is a wonderful, wonderful attribute to the Cabot campus and really the entire Eureka Union School District community. Mrs. Lauren is an amazing, amazing counselor, and she has the ability to connect with kids on a very, very deep level.
So Mr. Smith and I, we greatly appreciate you taking the time to watch our back to school night video. We missed the opportunity to do some orientations, and so we felt like we really needed to reach out and to share with you our vision for successful distance learning. We just, as a bottom line, and I know I can speak for Chris, we miss your children. We miss the laughter on campus. We miss the antics at break and lunch. Certainly the teachers are missing their students in the classroom and feeding off that energy and that love of learning that our Cabot students bring. So we are here for you during this time of distance learning, and when we are able to be back on campus and we can hear those sounds again, we will remain available to you. Here are our email addresses for the three of us that are working as support staff for your children's learning, and we're grateful for your time. So in your inboxes, you will now have a message from the office that allows you the access code for the Flipgrids, because each of the teachers at Cabot thought it was very important that they could share with you their expectations for learning in their distance learning classroom and their goals for the year in whatever design of education we're providing. So once again, thanks for watching, and we can't wait to see you in person.